Hey guys, thanks for checking out the podcast. Before we get started, I want to remind you about the very cool bucket list trip I am doing in 2026, the Smitty Learns Irish podcast, where I'm going to do my bucket list, hike Ireland for a year, learn about Irish history, town by town, through the mouths of the pub owners and regulars. Because what's a better way to learn about something you love than to experience it yourself? Patreon.com/we3Smiths, only $3 a month, and thanks for checking it out.
One, two, three, one.
Finally, seeping is the key word here.
Smart enough to figure it out.
I just ask questions and talk shit. I'm not the
All I
news.
saw was a lake, mountains, and some trees.
That's the running theme on this fucking podcast. Whoever deserves mocking, and that includes a host.
Man, there is a record amount of meth in this place.
Smitty. Just sounds like stuttering Smitty.
Challenge 2022, y'all. Fuck milk crates, y'all.
Get the fuck out of here. What the hell? Everything. And welcome to Fort Smith. Hey, I am in Fort Smith. Hey, guys, how are you? Happy, what the hell, everything day. Super fucking stoked for this podcast and super stoked to get into the final Smith hole. Obviously, I do want to remind you, please, if you have not yet, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It helps just a million. Not yet, but just helps a million. Hey, man, I already lost track of what I was talking about. Hey, yeah, man, last hurrah, last what the hell everything in Fort fucking Smith, man. And I honestly, when I say last thing, I'm actually going to record another summer school with the Pops. We're going to do another band. I wanted to get one more before, so that's going to happen. But this is pretty close. Going to be breaking it down, the tent fort that I created in my parents' garage. And honestly, I really want to say from the bottom of my heart that I really appreciate my parents. You know, really gave me an opportunity to just get back on my fucking feet after just a rough winter, man. A rough winter, to say the least, and then a rough as fuck spring and early summer, and then just, you know, stressful, to say the least. And looking like I'm coming out of it on my terms, kind of. You know, I was able to kind of get back on my feet. And my parents saying, hey, yeah, you can stay here for the summer. You know, just help out with food a little bit. You know, you don't have to worry about paying bills. And that has helped get enough for a fucking security deposit first last month. You know what I'm talking about. I have to get a new car for this commute, so that bill's gonna happen too. And I'm finally settled in at the new digs. Excitement level is pretty fucking high, man. So I'm gonna break down this tent fort. I'm giving myself this 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, just about, until I'll be into the new place, the first. And give myself just a couple weeks to just get your shit in order, get ready to go, and have as little stress as possible. You know what I mean? This podcast, as much as I love doing it, adds to the stress because of just A, the way that it's set up, and then B, it just adds to the fucking stress. Sometimes you gotta just put these things away and focus on, you gotta fucking move, you gotta fill in at work occasionally, so you're working quite a bit, and you just don't got time for it. Gotta worry about the move, man. So I am really kind of excited to get this last podcast in, get this last one with my dad done tomorrow, break this thing down, and really just focus on getting into the new digs, which is going to be about 3 weeks. I'm hoping the first week, sometime the first week of September, I can start getting some content out again, because I think, you got to get new cable set up and all that stuff, and who knows if there's going to be fucking delays. You just never know. But I'm hoping 3 weeks, and once I am set up, I really feel like I am in a place right now where I can just kick out some cool fucking content. I've started to become creative again. And this is where because there was a long time this summer and spring where I was just so stressed out, I wasn't having fun at all. You know what I mean? You're just dreading it. You're like, doing a podcast, or like, oh, I got more videos to do. I got more this to do. You're just so stressed out that this stuff isn't as fun anymore. You know what I mean? But once you can get these things, okay, I got this settled, I'm not going to be homeless. I'll be able to continue this podcast, and I can probably switch screens here. So you can continue to do all the things, you know what I mean, and improve on it, and improve on what you had before, you know what I mean, financially, for fucking sure. Honestly, I was talking to my friends about this, and I didn't necessarily mean to bash radio the other day. I just started talking shit. But it's, it's a fucking reality that you just don't get paid fucking dick. And, I was talking to my fucking friends one who just, Tim just left radio too, because he wasn't getting paid fucking shit. Not a livable wage. It's just the way it is nowadays in that industry. And where I was at before, it was, it's just a new brewery. And it takes a long time. And there was a lot of downtime when I was bartending, to say the least. And, man, all of a sudden your place gets sold, blah, 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 blah. And, I got to be out of here in 2 months. The point of this story was, I forgot what the point was. I could probably come back around to it in some long roundabout Smitty way. But I'm really excited, for the new phase, for fucking sure, man. I love that I'm finally kind of have that again. Stress level is relieved. So there you go. Back around to that story. Stress is relieved, and I feel like I'm having streaks of like creativity again, because I can take a breath and I can think about things, and I have some cool ideas, some cool stuff I'm going to do. The content is only going to improve. And fucking A, man. Hey, I want to thank my sponsors before we get into the rest of the podcast. I know I'm just rambling here about how much I love doing this. My sponsors are on board because I do love what I'm doing, and I do love them as well. They kind of share that same kind of follow your heart sort of mindset, Kevin was telling me that, who is, again, the owner of the M22 in Sutton's Bay, that he just loves having a good quality establishment for people to come visit, that's affordable, that's comfortable, in a great spot, right nestled along M22, which is a historically gorgeous drive in northern Michigan. If you've never been, please consider a vacation in right just north of Traverse City, man. The northern Michigan region, again, I say this all the time, but it's just becoming more and more recognized, and more people are coming here because of how beautiful it is and just how fucking cool it is. It's a great area for like foodies. It is a great area for craft beer lovers. It is a great area just in general. Google all the things to do. Mackinac Island, Sleeping Bear Sand Dunes, blah, 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 blah. There's a million fucking things. So I love those guys. Thank you. They do follow my fucking vision of kind of just how I want to be now, which is follow your dreams, follow your heart. You can kind of manifest things into success or satisfaction. You know what I mean? I don't think people realize they don't need to give up as much as they think they have to. I don't know. I don't know how easy it is for other people that think they can't do things. I think there's a lot of people stuck. And I think that there's a lot of people that tell me, and it's weird to hear, it's very cool and very nice when I hear it, but that, hey, Smitty, you're inspiring me with your Irish trip, and you're going to go hiking for a year, and you're going to follow your passions and follow your dreams and sort of the hugest decisions I've made in my life. That's why I do what I do. But people, I've heard people say that before. Hey, Smitty, you're inspiring me, and it is super fucking cool, you know? And I lost track of what I was saying. I think you got the idea, though. I was going to transition that probably super awkwardly into my dad's following his fucking dreams, too, with his garden. He's following his gardening dreams. I don't know if my dad has ever wanted to garden before. I don't know if my mom wanted to have a garden, and Clint decided that he would said, okay, hon, let's do a garden. And they work on it together quite often. But it's mainly my dad that's out there just tooling around with his fucking coffee, you know, just looking at it. And I don't know, he's got a bunch of things out there. He's not on the internet, so he doesn't know the irony or the, at least my perceived fucking immature irony and hilarity that he was holding an eggplant the other day in his fucking, just by his face with a smile. Look at this eggplant. It's fucking gigantic. What was he going to say? Mention, hey, the eggplant thing. Anyway. So his garden is going fantastic. They got a nice little compost pile that they use. They fertilizes it himself. It's organic as possible. My mom's all fucking hippie about that shit. Hey, compost and blah, 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 and all that things. That wasn't great English. But his sunflowers, I bet they're 15 feet. It's probably less than 15 feet. It could be 12 or 13. I think my dad had estimated 13. But I took a picture of him the other day. I'm just like, snapped, because he was just looking at it like this, because the sun was in his eyes, and he's looking up, and it's easily towers above him. I don't know if he's shrunk, how much he has shrunk, but he is way shorter than me, it feels like. We used to be something resembling a similar height. I never thought he was that shorter than me anyway, but he's looking, just peering up at this goddamn sunflower, and he's just so proud of his sunflower. You know, gardening looks good on him, because he, I don't know if he just read books now about like things and soils, and I don't fucking know, man. You know, that is not my world. It's pretty cool to see, you know, gardening, retirement gardening looks good on him. It's pretty cool. I am so fucking excited. There's people that are making fun of us Lions fans for how excited we are with them appearing on Hard Knocks. Was that on fucking last night? Was Hard Knocks on last night? Oh man, we gotta watch that shit tonight. Oh man, I should have totally watched it last night. Fuck. Anyway, Hard Knocks is probably the greatest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. As a Detroit Lions super fan my whole life, they finally look good. They finally look inspired. They finally look like they have a solid fucking offensive line and running game that is a legit, I don't want to say a legit threat, because I don't know yet. But they seem to have adopted a mindset last year that is continuing into this year based on the first Hard Knocks I've watched. And you're like, Dan, Motor City, motherfucking Campbell, you know? I'm actually going to start doing some Detroit Lions chats with both of my former co-hosts, Tim and Ryan, Tim Logan and Ryan McTighe from my old show, Afternoon Hangover, and Tim Logan famously and notoriously from the morning show a year and a half or so ago. Anyway, we're going to do some sort of like 15-minute Zoom chat about the Detroit Lions. It's going to be super fun, and I don't know if those are going to be a part of the What the Hell Everything podcast. I think I'm just going to put those out. So look for them on YouTube or the Facebooks or whatever the fuck. I don't know what exactly we're going to call that segment yet, but it's going to be something stupid and about the Detroit Lions. Anyway, I'm so excited. I'm 100% drinking that fucking Honolulu Blue and Silver Kool-Aid. Motor City Dan Campbell. They honestly seem to have adopted the mindset of a good football team. Who knows? I mean, obviously they have to play games first, man. But man, it's so fun to watch. And I don't know how the fuck anybody can't watch that. Especially, I'm not a fan of necessarily the fucking rookie hazing where they have to get up and sing. That would fucking piss me off if I was a rookie. Like, fuck this, man. Really have to do this shit? Yeah, you have to fucking do some sort of fucking musical number. I don't know if it has to include dance or if I can fucking sing Master of Puppets or something. I'm sure I could do whatever. Aiden Hutchinson, who is the baddest motherfucking rookie to come into the Lions in a while. Since Ndamukong Suh, people say what you want about Ndamukong Suh. You got to have a little bit level of insanity to fucking be a bad, you know? Or at least it's fun. You know, who knows? Aiden Hutchinson looks fun, though, man. He's going to fucking wreck some lives in a non-injury, serious injury way, you know? I'm so excited for the Detroit Lions. A running game, maybe even Jared Goff will be good this year. Once you get in the system, could totally be a case of a quarterback has to change sceneries, you know? Who knows? It's fucking exciting, though. Hard Knocks tonight. Man, and look for that Lions chat that Ryan and Tim I are going to do. Those are going to happen starting the next week or so. I don't know if you've ever paid attention to my old radio show that I had in the bustling region of northern Michigan. Afternoon show and then the morning show. Afternoon show was my baby. That's the one I looked most fondly on. I was there for a dozen years, did the afternoon show from 3 to 7 on Rock 105 and 95.5, and it was a fucking awesome gig. I loved it and had the best time. But I had this thing that I was I don't know if it was the most quote unquote famous or even infamous for, and that's the stuttering Smitty thing, where I just have a tendency to put the wrong letters in words and mix up things. And I think Bruce, you know, I've heard it described by several people in radio and in entertainment that have had similar things, that it's something called aphasia. Bruce Willis actually retired for it because it affects your ability to fucking say words sometimes the correct way. It has to do with maybe some sort of like brain damage or something. I've had a lot of fucking head injuries throughout my life, and I say all kinds of fucking stupid things. So, but I just have a tendency to just have fun with it. And I had a reel that I played, a recorded reel. And people would say, "Oh, that's my favorite fucking new song." And, "Oh, I'm driving off the road laughing from listening to Stuttering Smitty." Anyway, so it did very cool that it had some sort of notoriety. And it was something that I was sort of famous for. Anyway, the point of this fucking story is it doesn't work as well in the restaurant world when you're fucking serving food. You know? At the lovely place where I work, Bourbon 72. I mean that sincerely. All the steaks come with baked potato. I didn't really think about that shit. That's what happens. Especially if you start thinking about it, then you just fuck it up even more. Baked potato and green beans. Well, every once in a while, I bet you 5 or 6 times I have said baked beans. At least twice I have not caught myself and people have actually ordered baked beans. And they come back with green beans and baked potato and they're like, "Where's the baked beans?" And I'm like, I caught myself doing it yesterday. You know, that doesn't work as well in like the actual living world. You know, at least here I could fucking present it in a mocking way just to get some goddamn laughs. "Oh, Stuttering Smitty, fucking A," you know, but it doesn't work as well. And, you know, I don't know how many times I've caught myself, 6 or 7 times, caught myself saying baked beans, and then at least twice. So it could be not even 10 times. I don't even think I've told any of my coworkers that. Some of them actually watch the podcast now, so they're figuring out that maybe we can get some baked beans on the menu. I don't know. Hey, one of my coworkers, huge shout out to my coworker, Georgia. I don't know if she ever watches this podcast or not, but she actually trained me, and it was so cool to work with her because it's a very high-paced, very craft cocktail oriented bar, and we make great craft cocktails at that place. And she really taught me. I had no idea. I got hired as a part-time bartender, and I've know how to make pretty basic drinks, but the craft cocktail world was very new to me. And in a high-paced environment with food, taking orders and going to get food and running food on occasion, it's a high-paced environment and super cool. I love working there. I love the product we put out and everything. And Georgia is main reason for the success of the place because she is a total badass behind the bar. She totally runs that place. And she her last day is coming up in a couple days. And honestly, she is moving town. She's from Alabama and she's moving back. So it was cool to work with her because she was I say was like she's dead. She's not. She's driving. Not yet. Anyway, the point of the story is that it was super cool and taught me. I think sometimes I think like I'm the worst in scenarios where I don't know. I'm learning the job essentially. Like I said, I know how to make drinks, but not necessarily craft cocktails. So you're learning that thing. And until those drinks become muscle memory, and I have a tendency to just forget a lot of shit anyway. That's a stuttering Smitty thing where you just, what am I doing? Sort of things. So I have to combat those things while I'm learning this totally high-paced, fast-paced job. And she totally taught me how to do it, where I can now competently and even more competently as I go. I'm getting better and better and better. It's not even close to a disaster anymore when I can be left in the room to bartend and to do the job without constant questions. Those are pretty much, every once in a while. But I can do things. And she totally was patient with me, and there you go. It was cool. So thanks, Georgia. I appreciate you. Hey, this is fucking weird. I don't know. I don't know how data works. What do I get? 4 gigs? I feel like I've just never ran through my data this quickly before because I don't spend a lot of time in Wi-Fi. But I was just like, man, is this... Because what I had attempted to do and what I did for a moment to get internet in Fort Smith was use my phone as a hotspot. And I used up all my data last month super fast, stupidly. I'm like, oh, of course it's going to use up a lot of data on this hotspot. So I'm like, okay, I wait a whole month to get data again on my phone. And I didn't set it up for a hotspot. And it honestly took 6 to 7 days. And I'm like, I didn't think that I was going through that much data that quickly in like 5 or 6 days. And I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? I went to my phone and I'm like, for some reason it was automatically set to the hotspot. And I'm like, well, I'll turn that off. I don't think it, because there's this big long fucking 12-digit and letter fucking thing code that you got to put in. I'm like, well, it's not on a fucking hotspot anymore. Am I really? I have no idea. I'm just trying to close all the things and make sure all the things are off. I'm like, man, is it really like 6 or 7 days of fucking, is that 4 gig data? So I don't know if my laptop was trying to connect with my phone, the hotspot, without its permission. I don't know if that was a thing because it was set up to automatically connect. Even though I never saw that it was hooked up, if it's trying to hook up, will that use data? I don't know. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, I just thought it was weird. I'm like, man, 4 fucking 6 to 7 days. Man. Anyway, I can't wait to get into the new fucking Smit hole and get going, man. I am really excited. This is a huge move for me. I've never, other than I guess I've done it a couple times. You move, you go to the army, you're by yourself. You go to Sheboygan, you're pretty much by yourself. You were, and but moving places, moving towns where you don't know anybody. Although I did find out I am neighbors with Michael fucking Stevens from 9 to 10, who's a podcast guest, and another Rock and Roll Roundtable, also the Flake of Wrath podcast, and man, we're gonna be neighbors. He had talked about doing a hot tub podcast. I won't have my shirt off. Sorry, no shirt off. That's just a policy. Hey, I want to thank you guys for checking out the podcast. Please like and subscribe. And if you're into the podcast at all, you follow me along at all. I really appreciate you. And just know that. I just like to tell you how much I love you. Hey, thanks.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch!
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much. Peace out!
Good night, ladies.
What the hell, everything?